start. There we go. The other night at Jeremiah Oyang's event, I saw this next startup who is building an emotional AI and understand. And I want to get it all into being emotional with our with our AI. So let's go for it. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Pianpian, founder and CEO of Amotions AI. So the mission that we have is we want to help everyone be better in interacting with other people, and they can be more proficient in understanding the other person's emotions. They can be better in managing their own emotions and other people's emotions. And the specific use cases we're starting with is sales. So we want to help salespeople be better in connecting with their potential customers and customers, being able to understand the customer's needs better and being able to ask better questions or being able to quickly answer customers' question correctly or connect well emotionally so that they can convert their meetings into the more successfully into the next stage and ultimately help them make more money and help their companies make more money.
And so you're building something for a system for salespeople to practice with, or give me a little sense of how a salesperson would use this.
So it's actually, we have an invisible AI assistant and coach listening in the call live as the call is on.
So it actually is listening to me while I'm doing a sales call.
Correct. Yeah. So it's an AI teammate, AI agent that can help salespeople listen in and then provide the coaching and assistance is needed to help the sales team be like every sales team be like the top superstar.
Yeah. Part of that is number one, when there's an opportunity to close, right? Ask for the sale. And the other one is shut the hell up. When you're sold something, people talk too long. Does it help you deal with these and start to learn how to be a better salesperson?
Correct. Yeah, I mean it's kind of like in not exactly in those languages, but it's in that it's like, hey,
you're not gonna have somebody in your ear telling you, yeah, shut up. The guy's already buying.
Yeah, there are cases like when someone's like demoing or talking too much and not listening or not checking with the potential customer. So AI is like, hey, the person has not been speaking for a long time. Maybe you should check in, and they seems a little bit annoyed. So yeah, it's like giving suggestions like that. And like I said, we're starting with sales, but my vision is everyone should have an AI agent, an AI teammate be with them every time, everywhere, so that they can be better in communicating with their customers, their colleagues, their family and friends. And so that's ultimately everyone should have an Amotions AI invisible coach and assistant with them.
And what makes your system different? There's a few that are trying to do this kind of sales coaching. What makes yours different, and how is the AI seeing emotion or seeing, hey, the sales process is not going well? That come in your ear and say, hey, you should try to ask this question or that question.
Well, so the one of kind of the key differentiation we have is bringing the emotional intelligence expertise, and also kind of doing it real time. So as the conversation is going on, the AI is being able to bring in the emotional intelligence in, and that's kind of breaking down into 4 pieces. One is understanding emotion. Second piece is first is detecting emotion. Second is understanding emotion. Third is figure out how to manage your own behaviors to change your emotion and the other person's emotion. So that's a few elements there, and that's coming partly because of my own background of having 3 masters in social science quantitative research. We also have experts on our team that kind of the top experts in the world in emotional intelligence, as well as some experts in sales coaching, some of the top sales like masters and sales influencer, that they can bring expertise in the sales space as well. So all these combined and doing it real time as the call is going on, is our key differentiator.
How is it seeing the emotion? Because my psychiatrist uses ChatGPT, and it's just taking text.
Mhm,
It can't really grab the emotion. Now, like I'm using Read AI to take notes, and
mhm.
it's actually watching the video to see if I'm engaged with you, looking at you, right, and excited and paying attention instead of looking at my phone or something boring. Right?
Mhm.
Are you using multimodal models to look at the person, or are you just using text to try to see the emotion in the text streams?
Yeah, we're starting with analyzing the text and the content, but we're actually launching another version of the product that's adding the voice and tone, and then body language and facial expressions and all those to analyze. And it's not just emotional intelligence, but actually another differentiation is we're bringing in any uh, like data that we can get access to about a particular a person, and the person they're talking with, and their company and the industry. So all of those combined will be data that our AI is processing in order to give like the live assistant and coaching as needed. So it's not just emotional intelligence, but also a lot of data and context that the AI understands.
Does it do anything additional? Because one thing I've talked to salespeople, and they hate using Salesforce because their boss wants them to put notes about how the call went and track the progress of a sales process. Right? It's not just about one call, but usually you have 3 or 4 different calls with different people, or different, or the same, even the same person,
Mhm.
and you need to track that. And salespeople hate tracking and all that. Does it track how well the call went, and if there's any action items or anything else like that that will come up afterwards?
Yes, so the AI can track how the call well went, how it's going according to different kind of stages of the call. That if there's like a playbook or scripts, or the AI can also track where you are at in terms of the playbook and the script, and giving suggestions accordingly. So we can also give kind of summaries and action items after the call as well.
Does it tell my boss how I did on the call? Oh, he nailed it today. He closed it, or
A lot of the
oh, he messed that all up. The guy went away and said, "Hey, don't call me again."
a lot of the leaders and managers ask for that because they want to have like the reason they want an AI is because for them it will take them hours and hours to review everyone's call to see like what are the areas to improve, how to improve. So they want an AI to be there to observe and give insights, coaching and insights and assistance to the salespeople, but they also want to get a sense on how everyone has done and what are the areas that managers should jump in to provide extra guidance or coaching or things like that. So yes, a lot of the managers and leader would kind of want to see some of those insights as well.
Yeah. Tell me about starting this company. Why did you start a sales company, and where did it come from, and what progress? Where are you? Have you been funded, or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't call this a sales company. I would call ourselves as we're kind of revolutionizing real-time emotional intelligence AI. So it's bringing emotional intelligence into AI, and doing it real time. And sales is one of our first use cases. And then after that, we'll expand to other spaces as well. And the reason that I founded this, I grew up in a village in China, and I came to the US for my PhD in sociology at Yale originally. And after my graduate degrees from Yale, I became a product manager, and I personally always kind of found it very challenging. And I would say the wrong thing when I was talking to my managers or my counterparts, like engineering managers, and I would regret and I would wish there's something that can tell me, hey, stop arguing with your engineering manager. Here's what you should said instead, or step back. This person's getting really annoyed by what you just said, and here's how you could phrase it differently. So I wish there's something that can help me. And at the time that was like all in person meetings. So that's kind of where the original idea come from. And I was thinking about it for years, and then as I kind of started working on the idea, and I was also doing funnel sales myself, and I was like, wow, sales is really challenging. And then as I talked to different business leaders and potential customers, and it's like what sales is space everyone is trying to tackle, and kind of and there are a lot of people who are newer in their career or kind of new to a role, and they might need help with either figure out how to connect better with their customers or get a conversion higher, meeting their quota, or reduce the kind of the ramp up time, or they might be struggling with the technical knowledge and how to articulate the latest technical product and things like that. So we decided to focus on the sales space right now to help tackle some of these like kind of crucial revenue driven activities.
Does this work only on a video call like what we're doing right now, or is it a microphone you wear when you go and meet, a prospective buyer? Tell me a little bit about where it would be appropriate, and also how much would it cost? I assume this is for a team of salespeople, but it probably would work with one person as well, right?
I actually have the product right now on for our call. If you're interested, I can show you kind of the screen and what it looks like and things like that.
Ooh, I think I rejected it, so let me see if I can pull it.
No, actually, our product is invisible, like I said.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I'd love to see a demo.
Yeah, anyone can actually sign up to try it for free. It's not limited to teams, and then we have this like real-time AI, but we actually also have an AI for AI role play and AI coach. So you can also practice without AI before you jump in a real call. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, so this is our real-time AI. So it's detected you're interested. You read, so it's making an assumption that I'm a salesperson trying to sell you as a potential customer. So it's detected you're interested in a demo. Like, great, I can show you how it works. What are you hoping to see in the demo? So I should ask you, what are you hoping to see in the demo?
I'd like to see how it figures out my emotion and figures out how the call's going, and then what advice it gives you, over time. So what kind of product are you going to sell me, or service or something? And we'll have a little sales call maybe.
That's a great question. I can say like we're having we have a very emotional, intelligent, and aware AI sales, real-time AI sales coach. I can ask you like, what are you hoping to it will do for your team, and what's the hardest part for you in a sales call? So you can see that it detected you're interested, and then giving me suggestions on like, what are you hoping it would do for your team? So it's like asking you the right question. And then it has previously detected kind of other emotions and give other suggestions. So you're concerned if you ask about price. So it's like, oh, you might be concerned about cost. So cost depending on team size and features, what's most important to you in the solution, which is actually correct. Our cost depending on team size and features. So individual can sign up and try for free at Amotions.ai, but we can also work with the team to ingest the particular company's knowledge and information so that the AI can know the best about their contacts and kind of figure out what is the most relevant suggestion to give in a call for a particular company and particular person.
One objection might be it might distract me if I'm talking to you, on a sales call. I'm trying to sell you something. Having a stream of text over on the right might be distracting me, and I might want to read that for a bit, and then it doesn't look right. How does that work in real life?
Yeah. So it's that you detect that you worry about distraction. So it's designed to be subtle. It's like a co-pilot, not a backseat driver. So it's like kind of a quick glance so you can see what is showing. You can take the quick shift. It's almost like when you're driving, you're kind of quick glance on the GPS, and you're still driving, but it might give you a quick hint, and you only look at it when you have a moment or when you need. So it's like, and in some cases, some people might have multiple people on a call, and so it's similar to you, like kind of message each other, talk about this point and things like that. Now we also have an AI role play that I mentioned, so you can also practice with the AI to like talk to about different scenarios, and the AI can coach you on different scenarios. So the AI can talk with you, and you can ask like different questions. It has a voice itself as well. So for example, like it can have the AI to practice. Um,
Yeah. You know, when I did sales, and I sold a big account once, I, the most important thing was the first question you ask,
mm,
right? Does it help prepare you for going into a meeting and sort of say, hey, what's your big question? How are you going to open this up? How are you going to break the ice? You know, that kind of thing.
yes. Yeah. So yeah, uh, it's very important, kind of like the opening of the first 30 seconds or whatever. So the AI, we also get information in advance about like who you're meeting with, and what their concerns might be, or what's the latest about the company, and we can have some preparation before the meeting as well, on like talking points, and then the AI already have some context as the meeting's going on.
You know, when I worked in a camera store, a consumer electronics store, I would always ask, "What are you here for today? You know, are you here to see a pocket camera or a big camera?" You know, because I want to see, you know, sort of, are they looking at a DSLR or are they looking at a little point shoot camera back in the day?
Mhm.
And a lot of times I learned not to really listen. Obviously, I would want to listen to what they said, but a lot of times they would say, "Oh, I'm here for a point shoot here camera," and a lot of times I would like, "Hey, you know, I'm really excited about this new DSLR. Do you want to check out the DSLRs before we get into the pocket cameras?" And I've had more than one customer go from buying a $200 camera to buying a $3,000 camera system,
Oh wow, yeah.
right? Because they weren't telling you the truth about what they really were there for, right? They also didn't want to be sold a $3,000 camera, you know, because they didn't want to admit that that's what they were really looking for, which is
Mhm.
sort of funny human behavior. But does it help you to make sure you don't undersell and don't and continue going back up to the high price thing first and then working down the stack? Because if you just go straight to the point shoot camera, you might sell a $200 camera and you didn't even realize the guy might buy a $3,000 camera, right?
Yeah. So
And that'll be true if you're selling a tractor at John Deere or anything, right?
you that's great. Sounds like you were a very successful salesperson, so you know the.
I sold quite a few things in my day.
So, I mean, all these things that you can kind of preset for the AI, and we can preset it as well. So, kind of like, here's my goal. My goal is to upsell, or here's my goal. My goal is to, depending on, like, I mean, your goal of the where you are in terms of the sales process and what kind of sale you're doing. So, if you're just doing like first time cold call, your goal is to just get a meeting. Uh,
Yeah,
but if you're already in kind of conversations, then the AI can know, okay, you probably want to make sure they uh, sign a contract, or you want to make sure you could do a good discovery, and then if your goal is that, okay, make sure you understand and can get them to buy like the best product for them or upsell, then you can kind of preset the goal, so the AI can understand what's going on and give the relevant suggestions.
yeah. It's so hard to do cold selling. I'm not made for that, you know, because you got 10 seconds to get across what you're selling
Mhm.
and hope that the guy doesn't hang up on you. Right? You know? That's that's a whole different level than somebody who comes into the store, you know, and comes up to you and is interested in what you're selling, right?
Yeah.
I like that kind of selling better, but I've done a little bit of the other kind. It's brutal tough, you know, selling anything door to door or cold calling or stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very challenging work. That's why we we want to help
Yeah.
make
Can
it.
it help founders go to venture capitalists and raise funding? Because that's another part. I just Starbucks heard no 200 times before they heard yes, right? That's a lot of emotional pain to take. That kind of rejection is just real tough. Does this help me deal with that kind of rejection? Okay,
Yeah.
you didn't get this one. We're gonna go hit them hard the next time.
So it can provide real-time suggestions. Actually, when I'm talking to investors, often they'll ask, like, "Are you using your product in our call?" So
Well, obviously you were.
so yeah, I do.
I'm not even trying to sell you anything or buy anything.
So yeah, they and then some of them will ask, like, "Can I use your product?" I mean, they think investors also, they are selling themselves too. They
Yeah.
are trying to convince people to get their investment and get the money, and sometimes they're also raising funding themselves, so they're actually also interested in using our products. I mean, everyone do sell
Everybody's selling.
in some sense.
In San Francisco, we call it hustling.
That's right, hustling. So I mean, yeah, we can set on, like, this is the context of the call, this is who you are, this is who you're meeting with, this is the goal. So it's kind of giving the relevant suggestion. And I mentioned we have the AI, actually AI, kind of the more chat format, AI chat coach and AI role play. So you can talk to our AI and in voice or text, and it will kind of give some of the comforting things, like, "Oh, this one didn't work out, it's just not a good match. Move on to the next one," kind of thing. So yeah, both the real time, but also just kind of talking through things.
If you were trying to sell me something and we were talking for 20 minutes or half an hour, does it understand at the end of the call how likely I am to go and buy this thing you're selling me, or this service or whatever?
It has some signals, because we can give the AI some indicators. Like, if this person agreed to the next call, then means there's interest. But if this person just kind of didn't want to schedule a next call, or seems like kind of pretty skeptical, or so we can understand some signals on the likelihood of, like, the next steps. And there's actually kind of things that we're building in and incorporating, because people want to know, like, so is this thing actually helping me? Like, how is this related to conversion rates and to the next call? So we're building these indicators to track as well.
Yeah. Does it help you deal with an irate and a mad customer who might be calling? Because at Rackspace and at Microsoft, we had lots of people answering the phones, and a lot of times somebody would be calling up going, "I hate you people at Microsoft." and, and even at the consumer electronics store, people would be angry at you. "Oh, you sold me the wrong thing," right? And you had to have good skills at de-escalating them, listening, and not making them matter, right? Getting them to calm down, and so you can have a conversation with them. Does it help you deal with somebody like that?
Yeah. So that I'm just looking at my screen. So the suggestion they would give something would be like, "I understand your frustration. What happened with Microsoft?" And so it's giving you suggestion on how to kind of show some empathy, and make sure show that you're listening to the person. So it can deal with, like, customer success, customer support kind of interaction as well. And the way that we are designing this AI is, as we're gathering more and more data interactions, it can understand, okay, which call went very well and which call went really badly, and then it can detect patterns and figure out, okay, these kind of behaviors would be more likely lead to a better outcome. So it can start giving suggestions based on those patterns as well.
Let's say I actually was interested in buying your solar system or your car, whatever you're selling me. On your side, do you have a way to get that sale into the corporate systems? Does it help you, gather their name, their address, their credit card, or the next steps? Like, maybe you need to send me a contract I would have to look at, or a advertising brochure. If you're selling something real expensive,
Mhm.
it's going to take a few more steps. But
Yeah.
does it help do all the grungy work? Because that'll get salespeople happy, because everybody hates doing the grungy work of, filling out forms or going to a database and, and adding everything in and all that.
So we actually tracking the whole conversation. We don't record a conversation right now, but we produce a transcript. So we're tracking all the information. So whatever has been talked about is there, and we can depending on which system a seller is using, we can integrate with their system and then put those information into the system they're using. Now, I mean, we need to be careful with things like credit card information, but kind of the names and information, those we can handle, and depending on kind of whatever the company's level of privacy that they want to have, we can help integrate and put things into the system.
Awesome. Is there a question I'm not asking that I should be asking? Because it's been a while since I've sold a bunch of, I've sold a few things, but not on a regular basis like many of your clients are going to do.
Mm-hmm. A question you should be asking. I think is, well,
does it come up with a question for you?
Yeah, it is actually, it's coming up with screen. So it says, what's your biggest what would you say is the biggest challenge in the sales process? It's, I mean, from your experience, like, what do people need the most?
How to shut up and take the sale. Ask for the close, right? That's what a lot of sales training is, how to recognize when somebody is biting, right? And it's like, I'm excited by that,
Mm-hmm.
and how to stop talking. And me included, I talk too much. So, that's why I do what I do, right? And it's really hard to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
and ask for the sale. Hey, can I sign you up for 20 of these?
Wow. Yeah. So the AI said you're self-aware that you're talking too much. Like, give me the suggestions. Like many reps struggle with that, and which is true. I mean, a lot of people are good at sales, partly also are getting into sales because they're outgoing. They like talking and they like interacting with people.
Party, hanging out, going golfing, doing all the things.
Yeah. So partly what AI is really good at doing, because we ask it to kind of analyze the emotion of the other person, pay attention to the other person, and guide salespeople on what questions they ask and what to say. And I mean, we can add things like, we actually have some sales leader talk about like, hey, make sure they kind of ask for the close, like ask for the next step or suggest the buy. So we can show it there. And the reason that AI is actually good at these things because the AI doesn't get distracted. The AI does not have an agenda to keep talking, or the AI doesn't get like tired or hungry and things like that. So it's good at like focusing on really analyze this person and then figure out what questions to ask, or make sure you heard this person well. So it's good at that. And that's partly why I think the AI has a potential of helping salespeople. Not that the AI is better than salespeople in emotional intelligence, but it's the focus. It can kind of give the assistant the guidance it needs.
One of the sales tips my boss at the camera store gave me is always start with the most expensive thing, sell that, and then work down in price. A lens would be the second cheapest, a flash would be the third cheapest, a bag or a tripod would be the fourth cheapest. If you try to sell the fourth cheapest first, that's all they'll buy, he told me. And he was right. I tried it a couple times. And so does this reinforce a process of selling? Because if you're trying to sell me a very expensive thing and a cheap thing, if you start talking about the cheap thing first, you'll maybe break the sale of the expensive thing.
Yeah. So we work with companies or sales leaders to ingest their sales processes and ingest their kind of their goals. So if they have a list of products that they want to go through, or they want the salespeople to make sure to cover, we'll have those information there to guide them. as well. So AI is kind of be aware of the sales processes, and it's actually one of the advantage of using our product is companies might have done sales training in the beginning, and but it's hard to observe and remember all like 100 products that your company might have. So the AI can remember and add those information and guide them kind of like, okay, here's how you go through. And that's actually what some of our users and customers say, like they might already have a script or a playbook, but it's really hard to kind of both pay attention to the customer, but also think about which product to pull up or which part of the script or playbook to pull out at what time. So it's like the AI able to process all these things.
Very cool. Well, I think we've covered a bunch. We didn't cover very much of the technology. What's going on underneath the hood? What kind of models are you using? Are you using, you know, something like ChatGPT, or are you using something very more emotional? Because and how's the technology underneath?
Yeah. So we're using a combination of OpenAI, Gemini, especially the multimodal models that can analyze not just the text but voice and tone and body language and facial expressions and others. We also added additional things that can do like retrieval augmented generation that can process data real time. We also use some other APIs that do speech to text and text to speech by other companies as well, like Diagram and other tools that we're using, um, and and all those combined with our own kind of knowledge and proprietary knowledge and expertise in the sales coaching space and emotional intelligence space and all those into the system.
Very cool. Where did people learn about you?
Where? So they can find me they can contact me Pianpian at amotionsync.com. They can find me on LinkedIn, Pianpian Guthrie, or Twitter, Pianpian Guthrie. And they can also come to our website, amotions.ai. And always happy to chat to anyone interested in learning more about the company, investing, or using a product or joining us as well. Yeah.
Very cool.
Generally curious. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being on my show. You know, it's not often I talk to somebody making AI to help salespeople, because usually I'm not a salesperson right now. Once in a while I am, but I saw you on stage the other night, and I was like, I want to learn more about that, because I don't know much about it, first of all. So,
yeah, I mean,
awesome.
Yeah, it's wonderful to talk to you. And as my original vision is the AI can help me in any situation, anytime. So we're starting with kind of like voice calls or video calls, but we want the product at some point to be available in like in-person meetings as well. So it's really not going to be, and even right now, anyone can use it anytime, anywhere. So it's not limiting to salespeople only. So yeah.
That's a good point. That it's useful in a whole bunch of contexts. Do you have a mobile app, or do you just put up a web browser with it in it?
Currently, it's on the web browser, web application. We're actually building kind of integrations with Zoom and Google Meet and all those Microsoft Teams and all those tools, so it'll be available in the product as well. We do have the mobile app, but the mobile app right now is more for the role play and chat coach. We haven't have the real-time AI in the mobile app yet, but for in-person conversations, that's where we will put the real-time AI in the mobile app.
Sounds great. Thanks so much. This was a lot of fun, and I learned a lot. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. I mean, you have seen a lot of like latest novel and innovative technologies. Like, what are your kind of thoughts and
Yeah, it looks good. I haven't seen, you know, I've been visiting robot companies and world model companies and stuff like that, real deep tech kind of things. This looks very well done, and it passed Jeremiah's filter and got you on stage, which he's pretty tough. So that tells me you had, you know, some pre-vetting, so I didn't have to do a lot of pre-vetting of you there. So
thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremiah Oyang's Llama Lounge launches 10 startups every month or so
Yeah,
in San Francisco, and you were one of the startups last week.
that's great.
I
Yeah.
go to that every month if I can. So it's
That's
a good event.
Speaking of robot, I mean, one of the use cases that we'll have in the future is we'll turn our emotional intelligence real-time AI into an API. So it could also be used to power robots. I mean,
We're a few years away from a humanoid robot coming in your knocking on your door trying to sell you something, but you stay alive 5 years, you probably see that. Certainly, you're going to see it delivering things, right?
no, but even just having the AI to be having the robot to be more like empathetic and emotional intelligence when they're talking to a customer, user, or as a companion or caretaker, that's kind of the part of
I
it.
mean, if I was, let's say the robots are further along
Yeah.
and they're getting to the place where they can get out of a car or a truck, get in the back, pick up a package, walk up to your front door and ring the doorbell. My goal would be to have that robot talk its way into your home. Right? Hey, can I come on? I can do a lot of things around your house. Like I can water the plants. I can do your dishes. I can set the table for this pizza I'm delivering. I, I can do your laundry. I can clean your toilets. Right? It'll be very interesting to see how a robot talks its way into the home. Right?
Yeah.
Because I assume the first robots we're going to see in most places are going to be a delivery robot, come up to the front door with a stack of pizzas or a box or something and ring your doorbell and then be standing there with a box. Hi, I'm your local robot. I'm delivering your package from Amazon, right?
Yeah.
And if it could talk its way into the home, then it unlocks a whole other part of selling things.
Yes.
By the way, if a robot does get in your home, it'll change all your brands.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because if you get to the place where you trust it to do your laundry, you're never buying Tide anymore. The robot's buying the Tide, right? Your relationship with the laundry is to tell the robot to clean your laundry, right? So, and if the Tide's empty, the robot has to figure that out. Right.
Yeah.
You're not going to go and make sure there's enough Tide for the robot, in a perfect world.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of a sudden, every brand is going to change in your home. And the robot's going to need to sell you. Hey, do you want me to use that cheap soap or do you want me to buy the good stuff? Right?
That's true.
Cost an extra $5 right, for the good stuff.
That's true. Yeah. That's like maybe our coaching for the robot would be more like, hey.
That's what I'm thinking. If you can figure out how to get your thing into a robot in 5 years, and increase sales for the robots, that'll be a big deal.
Yeah.
Well, what a world where we have to think about robots selling us stuff.
And robot as caretakers at like whatever elderly homes and companions at kind of people and things like that.
You want me to go to the kitchen, get you a hot dog? That'll be $1. Oh man, it's a funny world coming at us. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This was awesome.
Thank you for the interesting and thought-provoking conversation. Really appreciate it.